Hey, this is UltraDavid, and I have a special announcement. I'll just get straight to the point. I am offering lessons in esports commentary slash shoutcasting slash casting, whatever it is you want to call it. I'm going to be doing lessons for it. It's something I already have been doing for a little while, but this is kind of like the public announcement that I am doing it. You can check the description below for some more information about it and where you can find even more information. As far as who I am, what's my experience to be able to think that I can do this, I've been commentating fighting games at a top level since 2010, 10 years now of experience doing locals and majors and regionals and everything all the way up to the highest level things, Evo top 8s and grand finals, Pro Tour top 8s and grand finals. And, I've done it in not just North America, but in East Asia and Europe and Latin America and all over the place. I've been on TV multiple times. I've been streaming on Twitch since before it was called Twitch, quite a while now. And I've been thinking about this topic for a long time. With James Chen and with a bunch of other commentary friends of mine, we've been critiquing each other's commentary. We've been actively thinking about this kind of stuff for many, many years. So it is, at this point, something that I feel very familiar with. And as far as the idea of teaching commentary, this is something that I've been thinking about doing for a long time as well. I, beginning last year, put down a huge list of notes with everything that I've kind of ever thought about when it comes to commentary. All of my experiences and all of my sort of noteworthy thoughts and concepts that I've learned and discussed with other people. I've read and watched everything I could find on this topic. There's not a ton out there in terms of how to learn how to do this stuff, but there is a little bit of info, and I watched and read that stuff as well just to make sure that I got different perspectives than merely my own. But I've been doing the same thing. I, on this YouTube channel, have been critiquing my own commentary for many years just to sort of put out there like how I develop myself as a commentator and show that process, right? That kind of iteration of how to improve is something that I've been enjoying showing for many years. I took voice lessons. James and I both took voice lessons. It's something that I've been thinking about for a long time as well. We did do that. I've been talking with friends, not just in the FGC, but in larger esports about how to do all sorts of things commentary-wise, about not just the sort of concept side of it, how should you approach certain situations, how should you view this or that, but also just the physical side of it. How do you stop your throat from hurting? I mean, all sorts of low-level to high-level ideas, exercises, all sorts of stuff like that. And when it comes to like all the things that I've written over the last year, I've had friends go over it. I've asked for a lot of feedback. And it's at a point now, after having been working on that for quite some time, that I feel like it's in a good spot. And in doing that, I feel like I learned even more about commentary. So the end result of this is a set of pretty well-defined lessons that I've come up with, a series, if you'd like to do recurring lessons, if you'd like to do single lessons. Either way, I think recurring will probably have more benefit to people, but if you just like to explore it, or if you already feel like you're in a good spot and you want to see if there's anything relatively small that I can help you point out or figure out what to do with, then that's great for a single lesson as well. So I'd like to do a series of kind of concepts, teaching ideas about commentary slash shoutcasting, casting, whatever it is you want to call it. And that includes all sorts of stuff from kind of like the basic tools and perspective. Why are we doing this? Who is this for? What's the audience? All kind of the basics. But then on top of that, the idea of commentary styles or archetypes or roles, the idea and how to approach each. Commentary matchups. How do you match up with somebody else who may have a different style or a different role or a different archetype that they prefer? And how do you approach those different matchups? The phases of a commentary set, so thinking about the differences in how you would approach like the intro of a commentary set or a cast, and how you would approach the middle of it, and how you would approach the end, and how you would approach the winning moment and the sort of key moments that are in there. All these different kinds of things I think are very important to think about. In addition to that, how do you approach these different roles, right? It's not the same to be a live sort of play-by-play slash color commentator as it is to be the host, or as it is to be the analyst, or whatever else, an interviewer, or whatever else is going to be involved in some kind of broadcast. That's one, I think, broad category of lesson. I would also like to talk about exercises that you can do to help yourself with the more physical side of doing a broadcast. So breathing exercises and techniques, mouth exercises, stretches, postural recommendations, sort of full body approaches to some of this stuff, as well as some things that are much more targeted with the chest and neck and head and mouth, all that sort of stuff. And then the last kind of lesson that I'd like to do is a review of your commentary set. If you're somebody who's already had experience with commentating, if you have footage out there of yourself commentating, or if you're not somebody who, maybe you don't have high level experience commentating, but maybe you've done it on your own. Maybe you on your YouTube channel or on your Twitch stream have by yourself just put together a little commentary reel, right? I'd like to review that with you and help you identify things that you could improve on, give you ideas for how to improve on that. And so, sort of just sit there with you and find these little moments, these little bits of these little points that we can improve on. I think those three are going to be pretty compelling lessons for folks. And what's great is that I've already tested this out. Like I said, I have been doing this for a little while at this point, just not in a public way. So with some of my friends who I think are already strong commentators, I have been doing lessons. And a couple of them you may know if you're a fighting game fan. Darth Arma, who commentates Mortal Kombat and Injustice in the past and all that sort of stuff, NRS games. And Saint Cola, who's been really on the come up lately, been doing a lot of Street Fighter, he's been doing Grand Blue, all that kind of new stuff. They were both down to have a review with me and see if there's anything I could show them about how to improve. The idea there was that, I feel like I could help somebody who is beginning in commentating, hasn't done it before, needs kind of the groundwork, but could I be helpful to somebody who is already at a high level, who already has had paying gigs, who's already had some level of professionalism and exposure and experience? They said it was very helpful, which I was very glad to hear. And once I did hear that, I felt, okay, great. I feel like this is time to start doing this in public. My experience is as a fighting game commentator. I've only rarely done other stuff, almost all fighting games. But I think most of the stuff that I've learned is applicable to other esports as well. So if you're somebody who's coming at this from the fighting game scene, I definitely got you. But if you're somebody who's coming at this from any of the other esports, I think a lot of what I have to say is just sort of fundamentally important for voice work, commentary, the idea of running a broadcast. All that I think is, to some degree at least, cross game, and the esport, the industry, whatever it is, even if it's different, there's going to be a lot of the similarities from our perspective as people who work on the commentary casting side of things. So that's it. I'm going to keep this short. I don't want to make this a long video, but check out the video description below to find more information. You can contact me by email at david@ultradavid.com. I'm on Twitter at UltraDavid. You can send me a DM. You can find more information at ultracentv.com. You can join the UltraChen TV Discord as well. And again, the info for all of that is in the video description below. Thanks a lot, and I look forward to working with you.